this like?
Hey there. We're back again with another video, and it's definitely time for tea, and it's great tea.
Oh my god,
and
what are we gonna do for the ending thing now?
We've given it away already.
People won't be surprised.
Okay, here we go with the second volume of the Puppet Master.
Puppet Master Collection. The
Collection.
Charles Band Puppet Master
That's
Collection.
Okay, I got it right.
Collection.
Charles Band.
I got it wrong.
And this one is 4, 5, and 6.
Yeah, it is.
And as you see right here, there's the covers. We
Those
don't see
little
very well.
things.
It's kind of shiny.
You get
Where?
you get a millimeter of fun.
So,
Woo!
millimeter of fun.
Never mind.
Bonus features on this are video zones. Back in the day, Full Moon was actually the first one of the first companies to really get into special features. They had a really cool promotion thing. If you watch through the VHS movies, you'd get a video zone at the end. And what a video zone would do, they would have like some trailers. They would have a little like a slight making of the film, as well. They'll have kind of like a little bit like a behind the scenes making of an upcoming film, and maybe some other stuff on there as well. Talked about their the stuff that you could buy in that, and Full Moon was really cool. Video zones, people would actually started renting these to get the video zones that came after, even when the movie was crap. And I remember that, and this also is making a Puppet Master 4.
Remember when the movie was crap?
Oh, we do. I remember the movies got crap. Trust me, you're going to find it soon. So we're starting off with Puppet Master 4, and Puppet Master 4 is a film. They actually have Chandra West is in this one. Guy Rolfe is back as Tolan in a way. And Gordon Curry, who's a semi-famous Canadian actor. He acts in a lot of science fiction and stuff like that. And if I'm right, I think it was Gordon Curry that was in either Mysterious Island, the series, and maybe Andromeda.
I think so. I watched a lot of Andromeda.
Can't look it up right now, but I think Gordon Curry was like the younger guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Him or his brother, because there's two Curry brothers, Canadians, so we know this stuff. We watched a lot of those shows. And now, Puppet Master 4 is really taken the turn into the to the comic booky thing, but it's still pretty good. Now, one thing, if you know me and you've watched some of my videos, then you know that when the Texas Chainsaw Massacre movies were done, I am actually a pretty big fan of Part 3. I thought it was pretty cool. Yeah. And Part 3 was directed by Jeff Burr. Jeff Burr is also the director of Puppet Master 4 and 5.
Yeah. Did you ever wonder exactly where the ability to resurrect puppets came from? Well, it came from the Egyptian god Sutekh. And in this film, he wants it back for some unexplained reason. And he's tracked it down back to the Bodega Bay Inn from the first and second film.
Sounds exciting, actually.
So, this new guy, who has found the puppets and brought them back...
Is it a young guy at this point?
Yeah, it's a young guy who's like...
it's Gordon Curry, right?
I think so. And he's like, yeah. And he's got his bunch of friends there.
Is he really? Like, yeah?
No, he is, because he's like, oh, look, awesome puppets. I'm actually an engineer of robo things. This is great. But then little demon puppets,
what are
the
they called?
totems.
The totems, I love them.
They got their own film.
I kind of, totems could have been done better, but I kind of thought it was a good start.
Totems are cool. Come and they're like, oh, we got to fight them. And so, in this film, Tunneler, I think, Tunneler, Blade, Jester, Pinhead,
and now
and Six Shooter,
and you're forgetting one.
No, I'm not.
Okay.
I'll explain that later. All get band together to fight, like them, and they. Well, I'm gonna spoil it. They win. Surprise!
Oh, yeah. What a shock! There's a shitload more movies.
But the thing is,
movies. I
the
wonder if they're gonna
fifth
win.
film, the next film, plays directly after the next, the fourth film. Takes out right where the last one left off. They're back and everything, and these new people found out about the puppets, and they're gonna go get them. So, but Sutekh, whose wizards, his dark super wizards, have lost their lives, putting their souls into the dead totems. He gets out his super totem and puts his soul into his super totem, and he does a motion similar to this as he puts his body in. I remember the exact words, actually. My power is your power. My body is your body. My blood is your blood.
My bod is your bod.
I think I may have paraphrased a bit there. So, now, the exact same puppets from the last film. Blade, Jester, Tunneler, Pinhead, Six Shooter, and Torch. So definitely Torch. Torch was there the whole time. In fact, he was totally not randomly not in 4, and then
Yeah.
unexplainedly in 5.
We're still at 4, aren't we?
We're at 5 technically now.
Well, what about the Capitron?
Oh, see, they're setting up for Decapitron throughout, like 4,
Yeah,
and because that's the new puppet. It's a weird small metal puppet that doesn't have a head.
it's pretty cheap.
It screws on its own heads and it comes in and all robotic like. And in the first film, did they take it out in the first?
Yeah, in the fourth.
Yeah, they take him out for a second, and they're
Because
like,
we did Guy Roth is still missing.
yeah, but he comes back. And, oh, that's right, because he comes back at the very end of the fourth one to be like, I think his name's Daniel.
Daniel, I think. Gordon Curry is not the
I
guy
don't
from
think so.
Andromeda. That's his younger brother, I think.
Yeah, they're like,
He's from Blood and
he's like,
Donuts.
oh, you must bring the power of the puppet to fight the evil of Sutek. And in the next film,
And Doctor Who comes and he's like, not the...
And in the next film, it's the exact same thing, but with Torch, who seriously wasn't in the last film. There's a scene, a hilarious scene where it's just I love it because literally, just randomly they come back and they're like, oh hey Torch, where's everyone else? And Torch is like, I don't know. Where was Torch in the last film? He wasn't there.
Well,
He's only been
it was
in two
like,
of
you
them.
know, Torch was probably, he was chilling out. When the fourth film was going on, Torch was like, you know, lighting cigarettes and stuff outside
Yeah.
and doing some stuff. He had like
He
a
had,
light show, talking to some kids. Yeah, that always works well, Torch.
Yeah.
But anyway, now I gotta intercede. The fifth film actually has one of my favorite English actors.
Oh
in it.
yeah.
Ian Ogilvy comes into the fifth film, and Ian Ogilvy is actually he took over from Roger Moore as the Saint in Return of the Saint, which originally was supposed to be called Son of the Saint, but they wanted to play it safe and actually make it Simon Templar, so they call it the Saint. Return of the Saint, the last 2 seasons. You're quiet. Did you see the Sutek ones?
She did, but she doesn't listen very well.
No, I don't know.
She's scarred by the fact that the movies are going downhill, and she's blocking them out with a great mental thing that we all wish that we had.
The next one is one that... Oh, I should probably preface, and we can do it both in the same one. 4 and 5 are not as good as the other ones, but they're still okay. It's like,
Yeah,
they're going
still
into
fun.
some fun, weird fighting demons course.
I think
Which
around
would've
this
been
time
fun.
is when he started thinking comic books. He started thinking, hey, maybe we can make this into a movie series, a TV series type of thing. I think that was coming in his head a bit, and
Yeah.
that's why we're seeing a shift in the puppets to like good, bad puppets turning good type of thing. We're starting to see them. We saw them fighting the Nazis before, and then now we're seeing them fighting these demons. So that's more toys that you can be added
Yeah.
into the Puppet Master line.
Yeah.
Now we're getting into part 6, and part 6 is very different.
Completely
than a lot of
drastic
them.
turn.
Yeah,
Completely out of the
4
blue.
and 5 have gotten together. Jeff Burr has done, considering the script that he was given, I think Jeff Burr did an incredible job in directing films.
So, this new film, this guy, I forget his actual name, but he's nicknamed Tank. More on that in a second. He meets up with this guy who runs this like I don't know, this amusement show thingy that he
Yes.
has, and he's like, "Look, I've got these living puppets," and they're like, "What?" Everyone's like, "Wow, that's awesome! That's cool!" It's the puppets,
I got to see what the actor's
and
name is. Actor, I say that in a very loose way.
and so he hires Tank on to make the designs of a new, cool, crazy wooden puppet.
Yeah, and
That
you know,
he's trying to he's gonna figure out how to breathe life into and stuff.
and you know that having the guy's name as Tank is going to have nothing to do with the plot.
There's
later
one of
on,
my
so.
huge problems, by the way. He makes all these wooden pieces for the big surprise doll at the end,
Yeah,
but none of those
surprise.
pieces, like maybe 1 or 2 of those pieces, look like they might have been actually used in that design.
Yeah, well, the design is horrible, and I gotta
Okay,
talk
so,
about this here because this is a big surprise. This is directed by David Dakota.
Is it?
Yeah, David Dakota directed Part 3, which is the most successful of the Puppet Master films.
Yeah.
So,
I don't
what the
know.
hell, Dave Dakota, were you thinking? I mean, I know you did your 1313 horror movie films for people who like the 1313 series. It's I'm not going to
Okay,
get there.
so I never noticed this when I first watched it.
See?
because I didn't want when I first watched it. I was much
Dr.
younger.
McGrew.
Oh, Dr. McGrew. This is the first movie in where, by the way, part 5 of his last movie where you see the puppets actually moving.
Yeah, because basically
because
before they used like kind of really practical effects and like
But now they
stop motion
use
animation.
it's kind of as if like I wanted to save the box that was alive, and I was like, or sorry,
You're like, hey, oh look, it is the movie case, and it is attacking Cassandra.
oh no.
How'd your hand, man? How'd your hand in there?
See, and what's even worse, and this is the only film that does it.
Does it?
Technically,
Yeah.
no, it does all that, but this is the only film that does. Whenever they want to show the puppets doing something, they couldn't afford it. This is before they decided to go with just this. They just couldn't afford it. So what they did was every scene where they want to show it moving, it's a scene from an old Puppet Master film. Like there's a part where they go to dinner, and they're all sitting down and they're like talking. They're like, "Look, it's Blade and them, and Leech Woman and all that." And it shows a scene
From part 1.
from part 2 actually.
Part 2?
Yeah, there's the part where Blade and I think Jester are walking into Toulon's hideout, evil hideout in the second one.
It's like a greatest hits. That the greatest hits were made completely lame.
Yeah, like there's also another part from part 2 that shows right after that of I believe.
No, if you think
Leech
that's the
Woman
only
on
part
lamp.
that's going to be like mining from the original film,
Oh.
you are so wrong.
Oh,
there, man.
that's the next one of these.
Oh, and the next one will be in our next video. Curse of the Puppet Master, and
Oh, another weird fact about this one.
What?
If you look for Curse of the Puppet Master on Netflix,
yeah,
it strangely has like the cover for part. It has a mix of the covers of part 2 and 3. It has 6-shooter standing on the background of from the part 3 box set.
Maybe-
on the background of part 2.
maybe that's because the cover of Part 6 is a huge freaking spoiler.
Oh yeah, the cover of part 6 is a large spoiler.
See that? Dude to being turned into a puppet.
Yeah.
This is the ending. Okay.
That's the ending of the
Oh,
film.
look.
Wow.
So yeah.
Oh, the only part from 6 that I actually liked was the scene where you see the deformed puppet on the ground.
Deformed puppet.
Yeah, there's a part where you see a deformed half-human puppet that's like
Oh yeah, that
going.
was kind of heartbreaking.
That was the only good scene in that entire film,
So, right now,
except for the
even
ones
though
from the
I've
other.
already said it and I've been drinking it all the way through, I'm not finished it, and we're going to get on to the 3rd volume of a Puppet Master Continue this, and hopefully the Puppet Master talk is not going to drive my daughter to a strange, unusual coma with the increasing badness of these films. And what time is it? What is it time for now, guys?
It's time to
Tea.
finish your tea. It's time for tea.
Yes,
Yeah,
tea.
I'm gonna finish
Thank you.
the tea now.
Time
Yeah.
for tea.
Yeah, finish it. I'll finish you all
I
right,
know
T.
this.
I will finish you like you have never been finished before.
Finish him!
And we'll finish.
Come
this-
over here.
We'll finish this tea on like Charles Band finishes his film series.
I like that. Tea.
Time for tea.
Time for tea.